and I'm gonna set a scene for you. It's May 21st, 2008. I'm standing on stage at the Kodak Theater in Los Angeles, California. I'm standing just right of center stage, and then David Archuleta is standing to my right. Ryan Seacrest has come out, and he's getting ready to tell everybody who won season 7 of America's Next Top Model. Now, I had convinced myself that day that he was going to say David Archuleta, so I knew, I had in my head, okay, I'm going to turn to the right. When he says Archuleta, I'm going to turn to the right, I'm going to give Archie a hug, I'm going to tell him I love him, and I'm going to get out of the way. So Seacrest says, dim the lights, here we go. The winner of season 7 of American Idol is David, and then he said cook, and then I turn to the right, I give David Archuleta a hug, I tell him that I love him, and then my brain shuts off. So everything I'm about to tell you from this point forward is because I watched it on YouTube. We have more YouTube fans than I thought. Okay, that's cool. Right on. So then, according to YouTube, I turn back and I start like hyperventilating / crying. I'm wearing a white tuxedo dress shirt, a tux jacket, and they put guy liner on me because that was cool then, they told me. So that's, of course, running. I look like Tammy Faye Baker. That's a dated reference. I'm so glad some of you got that. And then all of a sudden, one of the stagehands walks up and gives me a microphone and says, "All right, you're up." I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's that whole winner's single thing." So they got the lyrics on this giant TV in the back of the theater, and so I'm like glued to that. I'm singing, and I think I'm doing okay. I don't feel terrible, I feel like I'm hitting some of the notes, just dodging like snot and tears and boogers. At one point they took us out, me and the top 10, they took us out on this platform on the other side of the judges' table. So we're out in the audience, but we're elevated, and the cameras are on the ground like filming up at us. Now if anybody here has taken a selfie, you know that this angle sucks, right? It's the worst. So we just all look like, I look like that regularly now. So confetti's falling, credits are rolling, and that white tuxedo dress shirt has decided to go rogue. The bottom 2 buttons have come undone and the shirt has splayed out. And so as I'm singing this song in one of the proudest professional moments of my life, if you look between the credits, and you manage to be able to look past all the weird confetti, you see me singing. If you look a little lower, my belly button is raw dogging America right in the center of the screen. A year later, I go back to that theater for the next season's finale to hand the crown over to somebody who's become my very good friend, Mr. Chris Allen. And don't do that. He doesn't need to know that happened. And there's this hallway that goes down to the dressing rooms. And then in this hallway, there's all these ornately framed photos of big moments in the theater's history. And they've had like Oscars there and Grammys and crazy stuff. So you're walking by pictures of like Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando and Elton John and that really loud motorcycle. And then down at the end of the hall, like they did it on purpose, is a photo of the prior year's finale. And there I stand, looking up at a 45-degree angle, just looking real inspirational, I guess. I got Michael John standing next to me, and David Archuleta, Carly Smithson, and Brooke White, and all the rest. I know their names, I just didn't want to list them all. And then down there at the bottom, just peeking out above the bottom of the frame, is my belly button. So as we play this next song for you folks tonight, I ask you humbly to just forget the story I just told you.
Dreams to turn into something I couldn't believe it. Looking for that magic rainbow on the horizon, I couldn't see it until I let go. Gave in to love and watched all the bitterness burn. Now I'm coming alive, body and soul. Feeling my world start to turn, and I'll taste every moment and live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, the time of my things that vanish into the air, left me in pieces, but now I'm rising from the ashes, finding my wings, and all that I needed was there all along, within my reach, as close as the beat of my heart, and I'll taste every moment and live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to breathe more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, the time of my life. And I'm out on the edge of forever, ready to run, keeping my feet on the ground, my arms open wide, face to the sun. And I'll taste every moment and live it out loud. I know this is the time, this is the time to be more than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life, my life. More than a name or a face in the crowd. I know this is the time, this is the time of my life. This is the time of my
Thank you guys very much.